মর্নিং এভরিওয়ান। আচ্ছা, আমার শোনা যাচ্ছে তো? Am I audible?
Yes, you
Am
are.
I audible? Okay. ম্যাডাম গুড মর্নিং।
গুড মর্নিং। শোনা যাচ্ছে কথা?
হ্যাঁ ম্যাডাম শোনা যাচ্ছে।
ওকে ওকে
ওকে ম্যাডাম আর শুরু করি তাহলে। Good morning everyone. I am Dr. Mousumi Mitro, Assistant Professor and HOD, Department of Economics, Shiva Bharati Mohabiddyalaya, and convener of the organizing committee. On behalf of the organizing committee and the college, I welcome you all in this seminar. Today is the second day of the two-day national seminar on economic and literary trajectories of gig economy, the Indian experience. And this is the technical session 2 titled Gig Work and India's Changing Labor Landscape. We are incredibly fortunate to have Dr. Ishita Mukherjee as a chairperson of this session. She needs no introduction, I know, but still it is my privilege and my duty to introduce her in front of you all. Dr. Ishita Mukherjee is Professor, Department of Economics, University of Calcutta, and former President, Indian Association for Women's Studies. She was former Director, Women's Studies Research Center, University of Calcutta. She has published and supervised research on gender and labor development studies, policy analysis for the last 30 years. She has worked in action research projects and policy papers for the last 30 years. She worked in projects in collaboration with National Women's Commission and West Bengal State Women's Commission. She has also worked on gender policies in international collaboration in UK, USA, and African countries. She worked on environmental challenges and carried on a project of solar water purification of drinking water in West Bengal, urban and rural areas. She has been a contributor in several policy researches like CEDAW, alternate report by NAWO in 2014. She is also a contributor India Gender Report published by Feminist Policy Collective in 2024. Now we are privileged to have such an eminent person as the chair of this session. So, madam,
yes.
We have 5 speakers in this session.
5 speakers.
And we have
they all here?
Yes.
Are they all here? So will you be please telling their names and we would start one by one. First of all, I'll speak at the end. So who are the 5 speakers who are there? Are they all here?
Dr. Komolika Chakraborty.
Yes, ma'am.
Assistant Professor, Department of Economics, Khatra Adibashi Mohabiddyalaya. Madam, she is our first speaker.
Okay. So you will be introducing the speakers, okay? And since there are 5 speakers and there is 1 hour, so they will be getting, I think we need a little time for question and answers and discussion among the participants. So I think each of you speak for 6 to 7 minutes, 6 to 7 minutes. Otherwise, it will be difficult to accommodate all of your observations and findings. And if you show any PowerPoint, PPT, then you please make the preparations. Yes, Komolika Chakraborty, you can start your presentation. Right.
Thank you, ma'am. Good morning to everyone present here. First of all, I would like to thank the seminars committee of Shiva Bharati Mohabiddyalaya for giving me the opportunity to present my paper. and my sincere regards to the chairperson of this session, Dr. Ishita Mukhopadhyay Madam, and my sincere regards to coordinator, Dr. Moushumi Mitra Madam. So I am presenting my PPT. Are my slides visible, ma'am?
Yes,
Yes, ma'am, it
it's
is
visible.
visible.
It is visible.
So I
Start.
will be speaking. Okay, ma'am. So I will be speaking on impact of gig economy on Indian job market, a review. So gig economy has made a rapid progress in Indian economy, contributing a lot towards GDP as well as employment opportunities. And over 12 million workers have joined this gig economy in the financial year till financial year 2024-25, exceeding 2% of our total workforce. And if we look at the growth rate of this economy, we can see that from 2011 to 2020, there has been a compound annual growth rate of 16.78%. Niti Aayog forecasts that by 2029-30, there will be about 23.5 million gig workers in our country. And the projected economic impact by 2030, there we see that it is expected that gig economy is going to contribute towards our GDP in about 2.35 lakh crores. And if we look at the sectoral composition of this gig economy, the main sectors which have been contributing, first is retail and delivery. 2.7 million workers are working here, mainly dominated by Swiggy and Zomato. And in transport sector also, we can see that about 17% workers are working, 1.3 million workers, like Uber and Ola platforms. Plans and consulting services and other
We can't hear you, Kamalika. I think there is some problem with her connection.
Yes, ma'am. Kamulika madam.
Can you hear us?
Kamulika madam, you are not audible.
The slide is also not moving.
Yes, ma'am.
So can you contact her over phone? Can you contact her over phone?
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Rick, sir, can you please call her?
Yes, I will get to it.
Actually, she has just started. Otherwise, I would have moved to the next speaker. But anyway, let's fix the issue. Yes, any communication from Kamulika? She can send the slide to you and you can share the slide and she can speak on the phone.
Yes, ma'am. We have her slides. So,
So you
can I share?
Yeah, you can share and she
Okay.
can speak on the phone.
Okay.
Ask her to speak on the phone.
Okay, ma'am.
Let Rick come back.
Yes, ma'am. I'm just looking for her mobile number. I will definitely call her up as soon as possible and let her know of the technical glitches that she's facing. Okay.
Yes. Yes, any way out?
Yes, madam, I'm calling her up, but she isn't picking up the phone.
I
That's the
mean,
issue.
I think she is trying to join from phone. So can we go to the next speaker after when she comes, because we are losing time. So that's why, can we move on to the next speaker?
Yes, ma'am, we can.
Yes, so because she
So,
just started, so she can carry on later on. Who is the next speaker?
okay. Ma'am, next speaker is Hoimi Mukherjee, student,
Yes.
Department of Economics, semester 4, St. Xavier's College, Kolkata, Autonomous, and Dr. Debjani Mitro, assistant professor, Department of Economics, Bijoy Krishna Girls College, Howrah.
So let Hoimi and Debjani's paper, I think you start your presentation, because
Sure, ma'am.
losing some time. After she comes,
Sure,
she
ma'am.
can join. Yes. So you introduce, you have already been introduced. So please start your presentation. Hoimi, you will be presenting? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, please start. Please start.
And on behalf of Dr. Debjani ma'am also.
Yes, yes. Please start. Welcome, Hoimi. Please start.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am,
Yes,
is my picture
yeah.
visible?
Yes, it is.
Thank you, ma'am.
We can see it, and you are audible also. Please go on. Welcome.
Thank you, ma'am. Today I'm going to present on my paper titled Impact of Social Media on Gig Economy, a Theoretical Framework of Digital Labor Market. In recent years, we have witnessed a rapid digital transformation of labor market. Traditional employment is gradually shifting towards flexible and more platform-based work, which we call the gig economy. At the same time, social media platforms are no longer just a tool of communication, rather it has become an important job platform. This has led to the emergence of digital labor market where workers and employers meet directly online. In India, the gig economy, as we need to note, that the gig economy is expanding rapidly. Around 7.7 million workers are engaged in 2020-21, and this is projected to increase to 23.5 million in 2029 to 30. In the next slide, we will discuss about what is gig economy. Now, the gig economy refers to the system of employment where work is task-based and short-term, and rather than being a permanent work. It includes freelancers, delivery workers, and content creators. These workers are usually connected through digital platforms. The main feature is flexibility. Workers can choose when and how much they want to work, and the time they can fix. However, this flexibility often comes with the cost of job security. Next, we have the role of social media. First, it acts as a job marketplace where individuals can find work opportunities. Second, it helps in personal branding, like Instagram influencers and YouTube creators build their identity online. It enables, and the third we have, it enables the direct communication between workers and client, eliminating any kind of intermediaries. Finally, it reduces the search cost, making it easier for both the parties to find each other efficiently. Now, the objectives. We have threefold objectives. The first, to analyze the growth of gig economy in India. The second, to understand the role of social media in shaping the gig labor market. And the third, to develop a conceptual framework explaining the relationship between social media and the gig economy. Methodology, we have used a complete descriptive and analytical framework along with the secondary data and graphical analysis. Theoretical framework, we have compared the traditional labor market with the digital labor market. In traditional labor market, there are intermediaries and high information gap. But in contrast to that, in social media, creates a space where workers and employees can interact directly. This framework is based on two important concepts. information asymmetry and labor market matching. At first, we have information asymmetry. Information asymmetry refers to the situation where one party knows much more than the other, or rather has more information than the other. In labor market, employers may not know the true skills of the workers, and in turn, the workers may also not know the reliability of the employers. Social media helps to reduce such problems through likes and shares and ratings and reviews. These signals often build a trust. Next, we have labor market matching. Labor market matching refers to how efficiently we can match workers and jobs opportunities. Social media reduces search costs by allowing direct communication between the workers and clients. It also creates a network effect, meaning as more users join platform, it becomes more valuable for everyone. This leads to faster and better matching in the gig economy. Next, we have income distribution. As we can see from the graph, a large proportion of the workers earn between rupees 10,000 to rupees 20,000 per month. However, there is significant inequality, with a small number earning very high income. This reflects the unequal nature of the opportunities in the digital labor market. Next, we have the benefits. It provides flexibility. It allows individual to choose working hours. It encourages entrepreneurship and self-employment. It also provides global access to opportunities and has low entry barriers. And additionally, it helps in building networks and professional connections. Next, we have challenges. Despite its advantage, gig economy also has several challenges. Workers often face income instability and lack of social security. There is high dependency on digital platforms. Competition is intense and data privacy risks are increasing. Moreover, workers may experience stress and burnouts. And from the graph, we can see that the rate of income instability among the gig workers is maximum, rather compared to the other challenges.
You have 2 minutes, Hoimi.
Yes, ma'am. Just
Yes,
three
to
more
interrupt.
slides.
Yeah, sorry
No,
to
ma'am.
interrupt. What are your data sources, please?
I have taken from Niti Aayog and Ministry of Labour and Employment, along with insights from Economic Survey of India.
So you should have mentioned that. Anyway, please go on.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am. I'm sorry, ma'am. Now we have a small case study. Delivery, as we can see, a delivery worker earning around rupees 500 to 600 per day shifted to social media based work and started earning around rupees 5,000. This shows how digital platforms can significantly enhance income opportunities. However, such success may not be uniform for all workers. Next, we have policy implications where you have social security, where there is a need to provide social security. Government should regulate digital platforms to ensure fairness. Skill development programs must be promoted. And finally, gig workers should be given more proper legal recognition. And last, we have eShram. For example, eShram portal aims to create a database for unorganized workers, including the gig workers. And next, we have, at the end, we can conclude that social media has transformed the gig economy by reducing information gaps and improving labor market efficiency. It has created new opportunities for workers, but has also introduced new risks and challenges. Therefore, there is a need for a balanced regulation to ensure inclusive and sustainable growth of the digital labor market. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Hoimi. And we move on. We will be discussing questions at the end. And so we move on quickly to our next presenter. Next presenter, please. Who is the next presenter?
Our next presenter is Dr. Orpita Bhaumik, Assistant Professor, Department of Economics, Panchmura Mohabidyalay. Orpita, madam.
Okay. Please.
Yes.
Please.
Yes, ma'am. It's a great opportunity for me that I am ma'am with as the chair of this session. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Uh, can the PPT is visible?
Till now, not. You are doing it from the phone, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Till now, the slides. Please focus on your slides. The 3 slides are coming.
Yeah, is it changing?
Yeah, it is changing. Please move on. Please.
Okay.
Because you have little time.
Thank you.
Please.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay, a very good morning to each and everyone present here. Myself, Dr. Orpita Bhomik. I am presently posted in Pachmura Mahavidyalaya, and today I am going to present this paper titled Transition and Dynamics of the Indian Workforce, a Detailed Study. Well, briefly, the content of my presentation is I will be giving a very brief introduction, moving over to reviewing the gig economy, highlighting the aims and data support, interpretation of information, then moving to conclusion and future prospects. Now, at the very onset, I would like to mention that when we talk about the Indian workforce or workforce of Indian economy, these are some terminologies that are associated with it. Casual workers, regular workers, self-employed workers. And right now, recently, a new term has been added, that is the gig workers. Now, whether these gig workers are they completely a new bunch of workers that are coming out of the blue, or is there a transition of the Indian workers? Just they were present, now they are being highlighted as gig workers. This is what my paper is trying to look into. Now, if we review the gig economy, then these are some prominent features that we can look into. Firstly, the gig economy is dominated by youth. There is urban dominance. There is a greater women's participation in this gig work. There is flexibility and autonomy of task. There is skill bifurcation. And there is obviously volatility of income. And all these features, still now the two presenters have already made their presentation. And we have seen that they have also highlighted the same. Now, the aim and data support, if I come to, the objective of this paper is to trace the changing employment pattern of Indian economy. And I have conducted this analysis for a 12-year period starting from 2011-12 to 2023-24. And I have reposed my work to the using the secondary data only, that is of NSSO data and the PLFS data. And the approach that I have gone into is UPSS approach, that is usual principal and subsidiary status approach, and the disintegration that I have considered is rural-urban disintegration and men-women disintegration. Now, at the very beginning, if we look into the rate of workforce participation, now here I would like to mention that all the calculations has been done using Stata 12. Now, when we look into the workforce participation rate, well, a clear picture that emerges from here is from the data that the table that is being reflected in screen is that there has been a rise in the rate of workforce participation for male and women across the rural and urban area. But if we take a careful look over here, then particularly for rural women, see the rate of increase in worker has been 10 times. Whereas for urban women, the rate of increase has been 6-fold.
Sorry to interrupt, Orpita. This is all workers and not the gig workers, right?
Pardon, ma'am. Can you a bit? I can't hear you.
Yeah. This is all workers, right?
Yes, all workers. All workers.
Not particularly gig workers. Anyway.
No, this is not particularly gig workers, ma'am. This is all workers.
That's why I was a little amused because you won't get the data from PLFS. That's why.
No. This is all workers, ma'am.
All workers.
This is not
Please
only gig workers.
Go on.
Yes. Now, coming to the interpretation of information, the second part. Now, if I now look into the mode of employment, that is what type of jobs these workers are into, then see from 11 to 2024, this 12-year gap, if we consider, there has been a huge rise in the self-employed workers, in the proportion of self-employed workers for rural women. And for urban women, there has been a rise in the regular workers. Now, what this rural employed women, what type of jobs this rural employed women are doing. If we try to look into, and we have gone into the NIC 2-digit level of disintegration, and if we try to look into what this rural self-employed women are part of, and we see that they are part of in 23-24, they are part of in highest percent in manufacture of wearing apparel, followed by retail trade, except motor vehicles and automobiles, manufacture of tobacco products, and the urban regular employed women, they are in highest proportion into activities of households as employers or domestic personnel, education, human health, computer programming, consultancy, and related activities. So what my conclusion that I can interfere from here, or I can note from here, is that the type of job that these gig workers are performing, these type of jobs, they are already being performed by the women workers and the men workers from 11-12 till 2023-4. Like, these gig workers may be thought of as they are being coined as digital workers or like that, but if we analyze the mode of employment, if we look into the mode of employment, then these gig workers are a reflection of more of self-employed workers, where the tasks are short run, where there is flexibility of tasks, where there is income volatility, and so on. So therefore, the future prospect of this paper can be that this paper is limited to secondary data, but this paper can come up with more robust results if primary case studies are being taken care of. So that can be of greater help. So that's all from me, ma'am.
Thank you for keeping to time, Orpita. Thank you very much. And we'll come to the discussion at the end, and I think we move on to the next presenter.
Yes, ma'am.
Who is the next presenter?
Yes, ma'am. Our next presenter is Dr. Anshu Barnwal, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, Sheba Bharati Mohabidyalaya.
Anshu, please start your presentation.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am. I'm Dr. Anshu Barnwal, Assistant Professor, Sheba Bharati Mohabidyalaya, Kapkali, Jharkhand. Ma'am.
Yes, do you have a PPT?
Yes, ma'am. I have my PPT.
Please start presenting. Yes.
Ma'am, can you see my?
Yeah, it was visible. Yes, it is visible.
Yes. Today I'm going to present my paper on UPI and the gig economy, expanding financial inclusion in India. These are the contents, like introduction, key concepts, objective of the study, profile of Indian gig workers, gig platform types and UPI use, evidence of UPI adoption in gig workers, UPI adoption metrics, mechanism for inclusion through UPI, role of UPI in financial inclusion channels and limitations, suggestions and policy measures, conclusions and reference. Now coming to the introduction, today India's journey towards a digital economy has been remarkable, especially over the last decade. One of the most important development in this transformation is the introduction of the unified payment interface, that is UPI, which has made digital transactions simple, fast and widely accessible. At the same time, the gig economy has emerged as an important part of the labor market. Many people today work as a delivery partner, ride-share drivers or freelancers through digital platforms. While this kind of work offers flexibility, it often lacks stability and formal recognition. As a result, gig workers frequently face difficulties in accessing financial services like loans, insurance, and even basic banking. In this context, UPI plays an important role by enabling seamless digital transactions. It connects gig workers to the formal financial system. This paper attempts to examine how UPI contributes to financial inclusion in the gig economy. These are the key concepts. As we know, gig economy is made up of workers who engage in short-term or flexible jobs, usually through digital platforms. These workers are not permanent employees and are often paid per task or assignment. Now, what is UPI? Is the digital payment system that allows instant transfer of money between bank accounts using a mobile phone. We know all these. What is UPI? Financial inclusion refers to the availability and accessibility of financial services to all sections of society, especially the underserved. It includes services like saving accounts, credit, insurance, and payment system. This is very important. This is the need of this art. Objective of the study to analyze the role of UPI in gig economy, to examine its impact on financial inclusion, to identify benefits and challenges, and to suggest policy recommendations. Profile of India's gig workers. Gig workers include platform-based labor, drivers, delivery partners, domestic services, freelancers, professionals, and non-platform gig workers like casual wage or own account workers. According to NITI Aayog 2002 estimates, from 7.7 million gig or platform workers in 2020-21, it will rise to 23.5 million by 2029-30. Over 60% of the gig workers are drivers, delivery partners. Typically, they are urban or major cities or tier 2 cities, male-dominated, age between 18 to 45, and with secondary to tertiary education. Many have modest income and face income volatility due to irregular work. Gig work offers flexibility but lack of traditional protections, health or pension or fixed salaries, as we show in normal common employment jobs. Their financial behavior often shows high informal cash uses, low saving buffers, and sporadic uptake of banking products. Given mobile penetration, most have smartphones and thus potential access to digital finance, but their digital are varies. Gig platforms types and UPI. Now I'm presenting a table where we can see there are different platforms of gig workers like Uber, Ola that provides riding, hailing. UPI how it integrates with UPI in app, wallet, or delivers. Drivers receive instant payout by UPI to bank account. It provides financial services like embedded earning wallets, cards, micro insurance. These types of benefits financial services we can get through UPI integration. Now coming to Zomato, Swiggy, food delivery accept UPI QR customers payment, delivery partners via UPI bank transfer, salary on demand, and insurance via fintech in app savings tools. These are some tables where these are some platforms where we can see the integration of UPI that provides various financial services to the gig workers. Evidence of UPI adoption in gig work. There are many evidences we can see in India where we can understand the evidence of UPI adoption in gig work. According to NPCI's internal data via fintech blog, shows gig-related UPI transaction reaches 2,800 approx 2,800 crore monthly by 2025. By financial year 2024-25, UPI itself processed 22.2 thousand crore transactions. So sector-wise breakdown is not public. It is okay. Now coming to the UPI adoption metrics. Here we can see the metrics. Monthly UPI transaction approx 15 billion. It is the source from NPCI. I get this data. And UPI share of digital payment 81%. UPI transactions 20 billion. Gig workforce 7.7 million. Here we can understand women UPI users rate, which is 33%. Total 41%. Women UPI users rate is 33%. This data we get from Women World Bank 2025. Okay, mechanism for inclusion through UPI. UPI expands inclusion of gig workers through several pathways like digital payments and payouts, savings and financial management, credit access via digital footprint. UPI transaction history has alternative credit scoring. Fintechs and banks can analyze a gig workers' inflow outflow to gauge reliability. Under the RBI's open data regime, transactions data feed into new credit model. For example, fintech lenders use trip and earning data to underwrite instant loans to drivers. NITI Aayog and industry reports suggest UPI-linked loans can serve the previously unbankable gig sector. Central banks are piloting UPI-led credit ladders where consistent UPI users builds a credit score. Thus, we can see very usefulness of UPI is very high for financial inclusion of gig workers. Now there are role of UPI in financial inclusion channels is given here, like for payment, for saving and insurance, for credit access, for formal financial records. We can get different mechanism, and their inclusion outcomes is also given in this PPT. Now there are some challenges and limitations. There are, despite of the several advantages, there are still several challenges like digital divide. Not everyone has access to smartphone and internet. Lack of awareness. Some users are not comfortable using digital payment system. Irregular income, especially in the village. Irregular income. Gig workers often face income instability, which affects financial planning. Absence of social security, like financial inclusion alone cannot address issue like insurance and job security. And security concern, risk related to fraud and data privacy remain a concern. Suggestions and policy bases of my study are: increase digital literacy through awareness. We should literate the gig workers for digital transactions, expand access to affordable smartphones and internet services, develop financial products especially designed for gig workers, provide social security benefits to digital platforms, strengthen cyber security measures and data protection laws. In conclusion, we can say UPI has brought a major change in the way of financial transactions are carried out in India. Its role in integrating gig workers into the formal financial system is particularly significant. By providing easy access to digital payments, it helps workers manage their finance better and gain access to financial services. However, true financial inclusion requires more than just access to payment system. It also involves stability, security, and awareness. Therefore, along with technological advances, there is a need for supporting policies and institutional frameworks. In conclusion, we can say UPI and gig economy together have a potential to drive inclusive growth in India. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Anshu, for sticking to your time and making issues which are really important in as far as the gig workers are concerned. Now we have another.
Thank you.
presenter. Yes, I think now we have our Komolika, I think, is remaining. Is it? Or
Ma'am,
any
we have another
we have
presentation.
another presentation. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. It's a joint paper from Ashmita Ghosh, Debanjana Bhaumik, and Mari Prarthana Mondol, MA English, Semester 2, St. Xavier's University, Kolkata.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Ashmita,
Thanks, ma'am.
and
Yes, ma'am.
yes, please.
Give me 1 second. I'm just going to change.
Anshu, please stop.
Sure, I will just.
Yes, ma'am. I have.
Yes. Thank you. Now it is a presentation by Ashmita Debanjana, and I couldn't hear the last name.
Ma'am, Mari
Ma'am, Mary
Prarthana
Prarthana
Mondol.
Mondol.
Okay. Mari Prarthana Mondol. So who will be presenting? Three of you are
Give me
here.
1 second. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Good to see you. So, Ashmita, you will be presenting. So, you please start your presentation. Yes.
Ma'am,
You have a connection problem, I think. Rick, I think she has also a connection problem. Will you be presenting?
I would request the paper presenters to kindly proceed with the paper presentation. If there is any problem, kindly let us know so that we can fix the problem as soon as possible.
We can't hear you, Ashmita. Prarthana and Debanjana are also there. Yeah, now we can hear you. Yes, please start your presentation.
Ma'am, can you hear me?
Yeah, but not clearly audible. Can you hear her? I'm not getting her clear.
Your voice is cracking, Ashmita.
Now,
Actually, then I think my phone is.
Yes. So, any of you, please start your presentation.
Ashmita from Sanskrit University, continuing my good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, everyone, my respected professors. So today we've been presenting on the paper titled From Campus Pressure to Platform Labor, Your Anxiety and the Gig Economy in Contemporary India. I would like to begin my addressing Paul. Imagine a young graduate who trading lectures halls to drive by voice but by survival proves the very harsh the very harsh realities of gig economy, where anxiety does not end with exams, it evolves. The gig economy here, labor, refers to the labor market dominated by short-term labors, flexible jobs, or gigs rather than traditional permanent employment, often facilitated by digital platforms, unlike schedules, but lacking employer-provided benefits. Youth anxiety here becomes the central element in the evolution of gig economy, tracing its roots from intense campus pressure as well as the academic competition, familiar expectations, and unemployment fears, showcasing the precarious realities of this platform labor in the gig economy. Economic shifts of the incidents like during 2008 financial crisis and the COVID-19, we can see that various students, displaced workers fought for their income, rising workforce mobility and enable global hiring, with studies showing 50% rise in US gig economy. Now, beside all these shifts in workers and gaining autonomy, we also have some limitations, sustainable limitations for this gig economy, that is characterized by substantial limitations, lack of job security, declining wages, and limited social protection. Now comes to the key argument, that is the academic stress fosters the failure phobia within the students and youngsters, originates from intense campus pressures, competitions from limited seats available in institutions and job futures. This study shows that 60 to 70% of urban students often face placement fears and are also overpressured by family expectations, pushing many into gigs during studies for financial labor. Now we can also this great flexibility significantly boosts satisfaction, positioning gigs as a bridge from unstable campus life. Youths are drawn towards the platforms like Zomato, Swiggy, freelancing apps for their joblessness projections esteemed to 23.5 million youth gigs are 6%. Various proponents powers via skills entrepreneurship, real-time work in games. Critics highlight mental health tools such as stress from concepts. Now, this gig economy concept offers a rich narrative potential, and I would portray the tension between promised flexibility and flexibility. That others estimates a Pentagon that highly algorithms in workers agency while at drawing stylistic patterns. Here I quote from Human Rights Watch 2005 report that workers are increasingly hired, compensated, disciplined, and tired by algorithms that can be opaque, error-prone, and discriminatory. Then I also quote from a dialogue from the
You're not audible.
See the master. Ma'am, hello? Hello?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes,
You're not.
ma'am.
Now
Yeah.
you're
So,
audible. Yes.
So, ma'am, now I am also quoting a dialogue. Yeah, Gulam next level to you can see the captures platform dictate without instantly blocked after multiple complex spies evidence.
You are not audible very clearly.
False flags.
So we are losing you. Sometimes.
Ma'am? Hello?
Yes, we are losing you sometimes. You are
Hello?
not clearly audible.
Sorry, ma'am. The film is actively challenges the traditional gender roles also. Besides these weak struggles, where protein mother 5 of Manas shifts from answer income fears, subverting the expectations of male provision. Protima quietly eventual workforce entry highlights here Nanda Das director emphasizes on the female male critiquing conditions without oversimplification. Last section. Thank you, ma'am. Now Devanjana will continue this by focusing.
Your time is also very minimum, 3 minutes, Devanjana.
Ma'am, can you just provide us 2 minutes? We will just wrap up in 2 minutes, ma'am. Please.
Yes.
Good afternoon, everyone. As Ashmita had spoken about Zwigato, I will foreshadow this topic by focusing on the movie Chichore. As we all, Chichore came in 2019, directed by Nitesh Tiwari. The film shows resilience actors who persist despite losses like the underdog hostel teams, sports victory and teamwork. They rally collectively in both past competition and present crisis. In the film, Anni's group was labeled as losers, bounces back from academic and athletic defeats by reframing failure as growth, a lesson they pass to the son facing exam pressure. This mirrors real-life pressures on youth, emphasizing persistence over perfection and setbacks. Flashbacks highlight the individual returning into shared strategies through humor. The union of Anu, acted by Sushant Singh Rajput, Maya, acted by Shraddha Kapoor, Sharma and others, thrives on mutual support, prank-filled rivalries to strategic sports in coordination. Chichore uses winners at life and losers tags in its college sports competition, symbolizing superficial success versus underdog greed. The Losers Brigade, Anni's team, embraces a label after early defeats, turning into a badge of resilience that the comeback win against smug winners at life. Drive flashbacks teaching Anni's son that labels don't define worth. Real winning lies in perseverance and teamwork amid losses. This film critiques about the loser stigma, celebrating the brigade's triumph as life's true victory. Now, further, Mary will talk.
Good afternoon.
Talk about this, ma'am.
Ma'am, can you hear me?
Yes, your time is up. Your time is up.
Ma'am,
Yes, please go on.
yes, ma'am, we are wrapping up. After looking at gig economy struggles in regard to an academic pressure in Chichore, let us see how in real life these pressures are shaped by social media. Today, college students are facing more mental health problems than before. This is because their lives have become more complicated with studies, career pressures, and heavy use of technology. Social media makes things worse by showing perfect and successful lives, making students compare themselves and feel insecure or less confident. Today, social media has become a new stage. Platforms like Facebook allow people to create profiles, share content, and interact with others. Social media platforms like Instagram and YouTube are increasing academic pressure on students. Many students watch videos from study influencers like Sudhir Kumar, Anuj Pachel, and Unacademy. But the problem is that these posts mostly show only success, not struggle, stress, or failure. Because of this, students start comparing themselves and feel pressured, thinking that they are not doing enough. However, this kind of work also
has problems. Income is not fixed and work is not guaranteed every day. There is no job security, no fixed salary, and no benefits like health insurance. This can create stress and uncertainty about the future. With this, we end our presentation. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We now move on. We have very little time, so we move on to our first presenter who couldn't present. Is Kamalika here?
Yes, ma'am. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, please. Yes, please start your presentation. Yes.
Rick
can
sir,
move
will
on
you
quickly
be
to the first slide.
Rick
Yes,
sir, will
our
you be
Moshi madam will be sharing the
okay,
slide
okay, sir.
and you will
Okay.
be presenting via phone. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
So you quickly go through the first 2-3 slides which have been shown already.
Yes, ma'am. So my topic was impact of gig economy on Indian job market, a review. So we can see here the explosive growth trajectory of gig economy, that how over the years number of gig workers has increased in our economy to about 12 million by 24-25, and the annual growth rate from and the future projection is that about 23.5 million gig workers will be there in our country by 2029-30, and the contribution to GDP by 2030 is going to be about 2.35 lakh crores. If we look at the sectoral composition, the main sectors which have been contributing are retail and delivery, where 2.7 million workers have been working, dominated by Swiggy and Zomato. And in transport sector, 1.3 million workers are working in riding Uber and Ola. Professional services, about 1 million workers are working in freelance and consulting services, and about 2.7 million workers are working in other sectors like manufacturing, hospitality, and e-commerce. So the positive impacts have been the flexible hours which gig economy has provided to the workers, especially for women, students, and rural migrants. Moreover, it has brought into the positive impact of income diversification, where people are earning average 15,000 to 25,000 rupees per month as supplemental income. It has also helped in skill development and provided urban entrepreneurship opportunities in the metropolitan cities. However, gig economy has brought with it challenges as well, like income volatility, where demand fluctuations cause irregular earnings to the workers. There is no social security for the workers, like health insurance, pensions, or maternity benefits. So 20 to 30% unskilled workers face vulnerability due to automation and economic downturns in gig economy. So policy framework, we can emphasize on the RAISE initiative, where R stands for recognize, that is formal recognition of gig work in labor codes. A stands for augment. Next slide, ma'am. A stands for augment, that is platform contributions for social security financing. I stands for incorporate, that is worker input in policy formulation. S for support, that is insurance subscriptions and portable benefits. And E for ensure, that is universal access across 300 plus cities of the country. So the recommendations for equitable growth includes regulatory reforms like enabling collective bargaining rights for the workers in the gig economy and establishing minimum wage standards for them, providing social security for the workers like accident and health insurance mandates and pension scheme for them, skill development, and following the examples of other countries like European Union or Singapore, which have provided social security schemes for workers working in the gig economy. So we can say that the gig economy acts as a double-edged sword, which has provided opportunities like flexible employment generations and promoting economic growth as well as building skill, but at the same time it has brought with it risks such as income instability, absence of social protections, job displacement, and automation vulnerability. So the path forward, we require urgent reforms like implementing Code on Social Security 2020, establish health insurance, pension schemes, and accident coverage for the workers, ensuring transparent algorithms, integrating Skill India program, and formalizing the informal labor sector. So, in conclusion, we can say that the gig economy must transform from a source of precarity into a path for broad based prosperity, ensuring India's demographic dividend translates into economic growth rather than deepening divides. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. And I please,
Thank you.
yeah. So now we have a little bit of time, I believe, for the question and answers Q&A. Quick Q&A. You can unmute yourself and address to any speaker. So, are there any questions, or you can write in the chat box also? So there is no question in the chat box, which I find there is no question. But if you want to have a question, you can write in the chat box. Or if you can ask any one of the speakers within yourselves, you can ask questions. I see there are many people who are participating in this. There are 21 who are there. So all of you have not presented, so others may have questions. You can write in the chat box or can raise your hand. Are there any questions? There should be questions because the speakers have raised a lot of issues, I think, very important issues. So are there any questions? So let me move on to the rounding up of the papers. Now I'm starting with the first presenter, who started actually then was the end due to technical fault. Kamalika Chakraborty and many others. Actually, in India, the only place where you can find some data of the gig workers is the Niti Aayog data. There's practically nothing now with respect to the data. Now, if you look at India, India is a country who has moved on to this digital platform much later. India is still yet to move into this platform with respect to the many other countries of the world, what is known as the fourth technical change and innovation. This has really not come in that sense in India. So the gig economy, it looks big, but it is still small in size compared to the other countries of the world. And the Niti Aayog is the only place where you can put into this. If you look into the gig workers, I'm coming to the papers, but before coming to the paper, let me make it a point that this is difference. This is a whole lot of difference between the kind of workers that we used to see and the gig workers, because the gig worker provides also the means of production, and conversion of normal workers into the gig platform workers is also taking place. Like 10 minutes plumber, 10 minutes maids, 10 minutes drivers, these are coming in. So as you can see, that conversion of normal labor market to this gig market is also coming in. Now, as far as the Kamalika's paper is concerned, it is an overview of the Niti Aayog paper, and this has all the Niti Aayog staff that is there. This has brought in a very important point, that is hours and social security. Hours, which is so much of importance to the workers, to the general labor economy. As you know, that 8 hours of work was a struggle. So that hours have flexibilizing these hours of work what is its impact? What does it really mean with respect to production? That is, if you work more, are you producing more? Are you catering to more services? So that means if you require more hours of work, theoretically, then your productivity is low, then you are less efficient. So with AI and digital technology, you should require less hours of work. So logically, it should mean like that. And of course, I would jump into Ashmita, Debanjana and Prarthana's presentation, which they couldn't present properly due to the technical problem. But I found it really interesting to see what is the representation, how do you, the narratives which they were speaking about. I think how is this perceived, the perception of the gig economy by the society is reflected as far as the content analysis is concerned. So how the society is perceiving the gig economy, that is also important in the sense that will create the ongoing path of the gig economy. Now, the paper by Honi and Debjani, that is Impact of Social Media, has looked into a convergence of social media and gig economy that is moving into the digital platform, and whether social media is of much is helping the gig platform or not. So there is this dimension of social media, and I think a social media analysis, case studies of some social media intervention in the economy, workers would be taking your paper forward from here, which is being done in several other countries' paper. I think some research has been done with respect to other papers. Orpita's paper transition, and there is a paper. This paper is Orpita. You have looked into the PLFS data. Really, frankly speaking, PLFS will not give you the entire picture because it gives you informal, it gives you self-employed, but self-employed in a rural area is mostly agricultural. And if you look at self-employed workers to be a proxy for the gig workers, you will be missing out a lot. So UPSS is good, but I think a better idea would be here to the weekly status, CWS. So weekly status, as you will find these platform workers and gig workers also on a very short time basis. So this is also something which you can try out later on. Karnataka has done some good surveys and good work with respect to gig workers. Except Karnataka, there is no other state which has a law for the gig workers. Now, Anshu's paper, I think, was brilliant because the linking of UPI, like the other paper, like Hoimi's paper, linking social media to gig workers, which is also very important. Linking up UPI, financial inclusion, and removing of the financial barriers, looking into the UPI adoption metrics. There are research which is also taking place in the other parts of the world, particularly in African countries, where mobile banking how has this mobile banking been helping the small entrepreneurs in that way. So I think there is a sufficient way in which you can extend this paper to some field work or some primary case studies. That is a problem with the gig platform workers. That is, you do not have enough secondary material. You have to look to this kind of content analysis. You have to look through to this kind of case studies to look into. I think with this, I end. And this is a very important area where you are organizing this seminar. I congratulate you for that. And I hope all of you will take up from here, will take things forward. And it is good to know that so many of you are working on this issue. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for your valuable time. Thank you so much for your giving your valuable time. As a student of Katakol, again, I have learned from this session how you summarize all the papers. And I think our presenters have got a good feedback from you and will continue their research in this area. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you.
Rick, sir, do you want to say something to ma'am?
Yes. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Yes, you are audible.
Okay. As organizing secretary, first of all, I express my gratitude to Dr. Ishita Mukhopadhyay for taking time out of her busy schedule. I think at the end of the session, the paper presenters hopefully will be immensely benefited by your valuable inputs. So thank you, ma'am, once again. And I'm also grateful to the paper presenters for presenting wonderful papers. Thank you. Thank you to all.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Our next session will be from 1 p.m. So, Rick sir, will our presenters join before 10 minutes of the starting of that session?
Yes, I would request all the presenters, although I don't see many of them here in this group, I will definitely keep them posted via WhatsApp. I would request them to join 10 minutes before the start of the session. Dr. Jolly Dash will be joining us as chairperson, and Dr. Shomit Kumar Maiti, assistant professor of the Department of English of Shiva Bharati Mahavidyalaya, will be coordinating the session. So I would request our paper presenters of that particular session and also our dear students to kindly join the session on time. Thank you.